Listen up, y'all. I think I might have just found Sssniperwolf's long-lost twin brother. Except he's got a dark side too. These two share so much in common, from their shady dealings when it comes to creating content to their disgusting personalities. Much like the queen of content theft herself, Sssniperwolf that is, this guy has been making waves for decades, and not in a good way. For starters, they've been in the game for over a decade and they're playing super dirty the entire time. I'm talking stealing video ideas from other creators, blatantly inserting their faces over other creators' viral thumbnails without altering anything else, not even the title. Oh, and one more similarity between the two, their content theft has gotten them millions of subscribers and billions of views like nobody's business, all while they're playing with fire. But hey, when YouTube is on your side, who needs morals, right? Literally, two people cut from the same cloth. But today, my loves, we're not here for Sssniperwolf's shenanigans. Nope, we're diving headfirst into the wild ride that is Brent Rivera's downfall. So buckle up, because this is not business as usual. And so, without any further ado, let's get right into it.
I know Brent Rivera makes videos for children, but it seems like he also has the brain of one too. He's stuck in like 3rd grade.
So Brent recently posted this. However, 3 months ago, another YouTuber called Jeremy Hatchins posted this. Yeah guys, Brent Rivera hasn't changed. After all those fake apologies and drama and promises, he still chose to stick to his initial plan of stealing other people's content. But who's surprised? Because I'm not, and we need to talk about this. You see, for you to understand why Brent Rivera is currently ranking high in the list of the most hated YouTubers, we have to go back to the beginning. Like, way back.
That's Brent Rivera calling security and then the cops on me after I asked him this.
Do you fake your videos?
No.
Brent is one of the few creators who have YouTube in their DNA, because he's been around since YouTube started, and he also has had a trail of scandals to prove it. Actually, he had this thing going on Vine, but when that app was shut down, he moved his content to YouTube. Around 2010, Brent Rivera was at the top of the list as one of the most popular YouTubers in what many call the height of YouTube. Interestingly enough, even people back then had divided opinions about Brent. They either loved or couldn't stand him at all. Brent's content revolved around pranks, challenges, or just doing random stuff, and based on this information alone, y'all don't need to take a wild guess on who his audience is. Kids. Wait a minute, it all makes sense now. If you've been wondering why these annoying YouTubers never seem to lose their mojo, the answer is simple. They appeal to kids. What did I tell y'all? Brent and Sssniperwolf are literally two peas in the same pod. Alright, moving on. It all started when people began noticing that Brent would use rather, unconventional, eyebrow-raising ways to get his videos out there. The most cringy one was how he'd portray his sister, Lexi, in his weirdest videos. Brent has been called out not once, not twice, but severally that he is his sister, to the point that rumors even had it that Brent at one point had kissed his sister. Like, he would just act really unpleasant with Lexi. To be honest, I can see how this can be genuinely concerning. And this is just one of the many situations that Brent has put her in, very compromising situations, which had people leaving comments like, yeah, that's messed up that he does this to his friends, sister, and random people he doesn't know. What the hell is he doing to his sister? What, in the Alabama? 100% yes. In half their vids, in the thumbnail, Lexi is always wearing a bikini, and look at Brent's vids. It's always something to do with Lexi dating. It's all for views, and it's gross. I genuinely feel bad for Lexi.
I didn't upload that. You did, bro. There's a lot of unusual of your sister in thumbnails and in videos to drive viewership from a young audience.
Of course, the internet is always filled with divided opinions, so there is a whole bunch of other people who don't find these videos extreme, but the fact that literally his entire audience is kids didn't sit well with a lot of folks. It got particularly sus when Brent would block any creator who talked about him and his sister, which beats logic, because he didn't really have to go to such extremes when all he had to do was say that there was nothing going on between him and Lexi, and that people were reading too much into it. One such YouTuber that Brent blocked was Tyler Oliviera, who called him out for being a bad influence on his young audience. This brings us to the next part of Brent Rivera's downfall, and it all started with the same Tyler Oliviera that he had already blocked on all his socials. You see, nature does have a sense of humor, because while these two creators were fighting online, it would happen that one day they found themselves in the same hotel. Not just that, they were on the same floor, and as you can already guess, things didn't go too well, to the point that the cops had to come in. So So when Tyler spotted Brent, he decided to go over and ask him a few questions, and that's when things took a drastic nosedive, y'all.
It all started when I was staying at the Shining Hotel, came out of my room, and randomly found these two girls in the hallway. So I walked across the hallway only to find...
What is your name? Brent. Brent. Last name? Rivera. Do you fake your videos?
No. Do you fake your videos?
No.
As you can see, Brent and his team were in the middle of a shoot when Tyler approached him and asked him if he faked his videos. Okay, to be fair, that wasn't really the best interaction, and Tyler was kinda out of order here to ask Brent such a question on their first physical interaction. And guys, that was the beginning of a very long night for these two creators. However, Brent wasn't kind either, because he was quick to mention that Tyler was filming on an iPhone, like literally he was being mean. Remember, Brent had a full production team on set because he's a big YouTuber, but it doesn't hurt to be kind. But that's not all. Brent has so many more vile things to say to tell Tyler, and mostly it was about Tyler's career as a content creator, because immediately after talking about the iPhone, he also commented on Tyler's subscribers.
We get that louder.
When Tyler uploaded this interaction between them, people were super mad and disappointed at Brent, and the comments weren't in his favor. You see, for creators, it's easy to hide your true personality because everyone puts their best foot forward when the cameras are rolling. But behind the fake smiles could be a very mean person, and that's exactly what Brent proves.
Why did you walk up to us?
Yeah?
Like, enter our space?
It's paid $400 a night for the hotel. What do you mean?
Yeah, if we were normal guests, that would...
Whoa. Normal guests? You think you're elevated beyond an average human being? You've ascended the human... Wait, who are you? The night...
After this first interaction, things just seemed to go from bad to worse, to the point that even the authorities had to step in. Since both teams were filming, it was obvious that they would run into each other, because remember, not only were they filming in the same hotel, they were literally on the same floor. It came out as if Brent and his team felt like they were more deserving to be in the hotel, like Tyler, because they were a bigger brand than Tyler. It gets worse, guys. Even with all that captured on camera and video evidence, Brent wasn't sorry. If anything, he felt misunderstood and uploaded videos upon videos explaining his side of the story and trying to prove why he was right.
If you recently saw a viral video of two YouTubers arguing in a hotel hallway, well, one of those YouTubers was me. Things quickly get taken out of context, so here's the full picture.
Brent then said from the get-go that Tyler was yelling at him, and it was funny that Brent reacted as if all of these were pure made-up lies, as if there wasn't any video evidence.
I walked across the hallway only to find...
What is your name? Brent. Brent. Last name? Rivera.
Of course, fans called him out on his BS. POV, you saw the real footage. Nah, I heard you say have fun filming for your 100 subs. Damn, I don't buy it. Manipulation at its finest. Brent would also later make it seem like Tyler was stalking him, when in reality, these two were just content creators who kept bumping into each other while filming.
On our way to our hotel tour, I ran into them again. Brent Rivera's right there. We get that louder.
Then, Brent did the worst. Would you believe that he called the cops to kick Tyler out? Yep, he did.
I walk up to you and then ask, can you say that a little louder? There's not another interaction. This is interaction 2 of 3. We only have 3 interactions before I get kicked out.
This is the third time harassing us.
11.
His actions toward us and other guests on the tour caused the hotel staff, not me, to call security.
You literally called security on us non-stop, and in this clip, you say,
You're gonna get us kicked out? You're that powerful?
Did you guys finish your video?
no.
Oh, we're not gonna be able to finish it.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, they're gonna come and get you guys. They're gonna kick you out.
These clips really came in handy to prove Brent was a brat, because the entire time he was acting like the victim when, in real sense, he's the one who got things from 0 to 100. And to think that people would have actually believed him if Tyler didn't have receipts. Ugh. Come to think of it, how come Brent was never posted about it? He only made a response video after Tyler talked about the experience and people started coming for him. We all know Brent, this wasn't something he would have failed to share with his audience. Brent Rivera and Ava seem like the type of people who would give a speech about how social media bullying is bad and then treat their assistants and fans that come up to them in public like ew. Brent and Ava's attitudes in that video are stinking. I haven't even seen them in years and it doesn't make me want to see them again. All right, loves, moving on. If there's one thing the internet sleuths never fail at, it's digging back into your past once you mess up, and they will humble you. That's exactly what they did to Brent. You see, for years, Brent had been stealing other people's video ideas like word for word without changing changing a thing. He'd also copy other people's thumbnails and literally everything else and not feel any ounce of guilt. The main reason that he got away with it is because his kid audience would barely notice. This went on for years, like a lot of years, but all of that would change when another creator called Dabby noticed Brent had copied both his video and the thumbnail, which he had worked so hard on. Like, he even had a team to put the pieces together. He took to Twitter and wrote, "Wow, I rarely call out creators, but Brent Rivera is a plagiarist. For the video that I got to work on with @FalChook, Brent copied the idea, title, thumbnail, hotel, story elements, so I'm kinda mad. Therefore, let me grab a list of all his copycat thumbnails." Take a look at this video, for example. Brent posted this a week after the original creator, and he copied everything, guys, which y'all know isn't how fair use works. Like, Brent wasn't even being slightly subtle or a little bit creative. He takes other people's work and runs with it. It reminds me of Sssniperwolf all over again.
Brent Rivera, you are most likely to copy my thumbnails. One of the biggest awards of the night. Congratulations on that.
And sure enough, Brent Rivera did copy his thumbnails. Dabby was so mad that he wrote a follow-up tweet asking people to block Brent to stop him from copying ideas. So although one can't do anything about copyright, I'd probably suggest most people in the YouTube space block him to avoid him pillaging ideas from your content. Now, this whole copy pasting situation is a huge problem on YouTube. On the one hand, it's okay to use someone's idea but angle it differently to fit under fair use. It's a completely different scenario when someone doesn't even tweak a thing. Look at what Brent did here.
I've got a notebook and I'm gonna go to a fancy restaurant and act like a food critic.
Let's see if they treat me any differently. After getting seated, I quickly whipped out the notebook for the waiter to see. Right away, I was receiving looks left and right.
It was the first few items. And after taking some pictures and giving it a few minutes, I whipped out the notebook.
They started to bring me out my first few courses, and let me tell you, it was so delicious that I had to take note.
Back and forth, and I start to notice a big shift. The manager comes up to my table, gives me his card with his personal cell phone number, and tells me to give him a call whenever I need a reservation.
And then they gave me complimentary champagne, and to top it all off, they comped the entire meal. And the manager let me know to come back anytime.
Creators who behave like this also have one thing in common. No, two, actually. First, they get mad when they get called out and treat anyone who dares as an enemy, but they don't stop there. They'll fight you in whichever way possible, like weaponizing their huge audience against you, doxing, and all. Secondly, they always get the last laugh because YouTube favors them because of the billions of views that they bring to the platform. It has happened in the past, and Brent also has a story about trying to mess up a smaller YouTuber than him, and he almost succeeded until other bigwig YouTubers stepped in. This YouTuber called Dumpy almost lost his channel when he got a copyright claim from Brent, and Brent refused to take it down, even after it was evident that it was wrongfully copyrighted. Dumpy simply made a reaction video about Brent and followed all of the rules of fair use, but Brent wasn't having it. Maybe he wanted to teach Dumpy a lesson because the video in question wasn't praising Brent, but Dumpy was actually calling him out on his BS. When Dumpy tried to solve the matter amicably but failed, he made a video asking the YouTube community to help him because Brent was on his neck. And that, guys, was one move Brent might not have thought of because his hard-earned followers eventually saw him for who he was. Furthermore, other YouTubers started calling him out, and suddenly all eyes were on him. Just to see how dark-hearted Brent is, would you believe that even during this hit, he never lifted the copyright claim? He would comment under Dumpy's videos that he had had the situation solved when he hadn't. In one of the comments where he was trying to save face, he donated Dumpy $400 and wrote, "In the meantime, while the copyright request is still being retracted, here's something to help." Again, sorry about that, bro. Dumpy would later reveal that after that, he never heard back from Brent. It was more like bribing Dumpy so that the story would die down. Remember, this is someone who has built his entire YouTube career off of copying others, but the one time he's asked to take accountability, he'd rather go to war. Anyways, guys, the fact that Brent was on someone else's case regarding copyright when he is the chief content thief is the greatest example of irony ever. He is so two-faced. He plants a fake personality for his viewers on the internet, but when it comes to in real life, he needs to feel entitled, like, honey, the world doesn't revolve around you. His own dad even said he was weird. Now that's saying something. Brent's whole personality is not having a personality. The fact that Brent Rivera keeps denying it, but we all know the truth, and the fact that he doesn't even care and mostly cares about fame. That's it for the Brent case, guys. Same old, and it doesn't look like he's about to change anyway. Thanks for watching, and let me know whose downfall you want me to cover next.